And an icy storm system is bringing sleet, freezing rain, and snow into the Northeast. Officials in New York are working to clear the roads as the storm causes dangerous driving conditions. New York Governor Kathy Hochul joins me now for more on that. Governor, I know it's a busy time, so thank you for coming on. How do you prepare for a storm like this? And how are cleanup efforts going so far?
We have been predicting this for a number of days. We get our warnings out to motorists. If you do not have to be on the roads, then please do not. Also, we've been salting. We have reserve trucks coming in. We have utility crews that are on standby, ready to be deployed all over the state, because the last thing you want, and I've been to this because I raised children. I'm a mom. I raised kids in Buffalo with power outages. When the power goes out and your house is freezing, it is a very scary time for families with young children. So we want to make sure that our utility crews are available, but the roads right now we're watching closely. We're ready to close any where there's necessity, but we've been salting all night long. We knew this was coming, so just asking everybody to be really careful when they're out there today.
I also want to ask you about immigration, because your office says New York State could cooperate with federal immigration authorities in certain circumstances. So break down what that means. When will your office help the Trump administration deport people, and when will you not?
We'll follow the policy that's been in effect for a number of years, even under the Biden administration, which is simply this. If the ICE agents come in and they have a warrant for someone's arrest, or evidence of a crime has been committed or committed in an individual's country and never should have been let in, we want them out of New York. I mean, my number one job as governor is to protect the safety of our citizens. And that includes making sure we do not have criminals on our streets. So that is an area where we've worked before, and we'll continue to work with this administration to show us what you have, and we'll help you get them out of this country. Or people who've done time already in our prisons, we have a system where they are actually automatically ICE is contacted and they're removed. But we don't want to have families split up. People who've been here for years, or recently arrivals who have jobs now, are contributing. We have such fear right now. It is sad. It is tragic to see what's happening to families who came here for a better life, especially those who came here legally with temporary protective status. That means they have legal documents approved by the federal government that they can be here. And now to have them caught up with all the criminals, I don't think that's what the American public was asking for. They want us to make our communities safe, stop the borders from being so porous, and I support that. We need to have common sense immigration laws at the federal level. We need to get Congress together to have a sensible program, and we should not have borders that are wide open. I agree with that. Most Americans do. And if criminals get through here, they have to go back, or if they commit crimes on our streets. But we also have to understand there's a lot of people that we need to fill the jobs that are open. I have 400,000 open jobs in the state of New York. I want people to come in, I want them to get legal status, and I could put them to work immediately. And that'd be important to our economy overall.
Governor, will you help the Trump administration deport people who are suspected of coming into the country illegally but haven't been charged with a crime?
That is a civil offense. Our executive orders in the state of New York call for us to provide assistance when there's proof of criminal offenses.
New York has been a hotspot for debate over immigrants accused of crimes still being in the country. Should President Biden have done more to deport immigrants who are accused of crimes?
We have been working with the Biden administration. I don't think the numbers are out that I have handy to me right now, but I also know that there are a large number of cases where we did provide assistance to people who've been committing crimes in the state of New York. We do not want them here. We want to make sure our streets are safe. So I would say that more can always be done to protect people, and that's what I focus on day and night, is public safety, whether it's on our subways, putting more police on our subways to drive down subway crime, or whether it's protecting our streets from people, whether they're undocumented or documented citizens, people who are born here. Anyone who commits crimes in the state of New York, there are consequences.
Now, you signed a bill this week to allow doctors who prescribe abortion medications to keep their names off of pill bottles. And it came just after a Louisiana grand jury indicted a New York doctor for prescribing abortion pills to a pregnant minor online. You've refused to extradite that doctor to face those charges. What's your response to critics who say these doctors are breaking the law and should be held accountable?
I say that New York State is going to stand up with our doctors and the right of doctors to prescribe to their patients. And telemedicine is a common practice now, and a mother wanted assistance for her daughter in the state of Louisiana, and I will defend our doctors' rights to do that. That's what state law calls on me to. It's a law that I signed right after Roe v. Wade was overturned, and we knew that there'd be damage to women all across this country. And my heart breaks for those who've been denied basic health care all across America in these hostile states. But I will not do one thing, and that is to expose our own doctors who are simply following their oath to take care of people and provide life-saving health care in some cases. I won't stop them from doing what they do in New York, and I'm not going to expose them to criminal prosecution in another state.
Governor, the Trump administration has enacted a lot of change in a short time. What are your biggest concerns about the new administration, and how do you think Democratic governors should work to try to either push back on some of his policies or find some compromise here?
What we have to do is look at each situation case by case. I cannot be a governor with hair on fire every 5 minutes, depending on what comes out of the administration. That's not how I'm going to govern. I'm focusing on what the people of New York put me to do here, which is to keep them safe, as I've been discussing. You know, in unprecedented investments in public safety, police officers on the streets, supporting our police, funding our police, but also affordability is the big issue. Everything is so damn expensive. And so what I'm doing, and I just announced this in my budget, is finding ways to get up to $5,000 back in families' pockets with a child care tax credit, an inflation rebate, middle-class tax cuts, and we're even having free community college for students who are 25 to 55 so they can get new skills and be part of building our economy and making it stronger. So I'm talking to New Yorkers about what they want us to talk about and not be distracted with everything that comes out of Washington. But when it comes to protecting New York values and New Yorkers, I'll be on the front lines to criticize and fight against any policy that harms us. But right now, I have to focus on what people want us to do and keep them safe and put more money back in their pockets.
Former Governor Andrew Cuomo is reportedly considering a run for New York City mayor. Would you support him?
I will support whoever the voters decide they want. I don't vote in the city of New York, so my vote doesn't matter. My opinion does not matter, but I will work with whoever the mayor is. But I have a very strong relationship with the incumbent mayor. There's never been that kind of relationship where I recognize that as governor, I represent 8 million people in the city of New York as well. That's why I've used state dollars to make our subway safer. Again, subway crimes are down 35%. They are safer. Why I've offered $1 billion to help build more housing in the city, to go at that most expensive part of your life is paying that mortgage bill or paying your rent bill, building more supply. We've done a lot with homelessness and trying to change the mental health laws so I can keep people safe from people who could do harm to themselves or others if they have a mental health episode. I'm laser focused on the issues to support the entire state, but also New York City. And for the first time in a long time, there is a healthy, strong, productive relationship between City Hall in New York City and the Capitol in Albany. And I have to continue that. That's what the people of the state expect.
All right, New York Governor Kathy Hochul, thank you.